Ayo. Many people vehemently oppose assisted suicide for adults with extreme conditions and no possibility of recovery. They often confuse medical aid in dying, an act of self determination, with euthanasia, which may include ending someone's life without their consent. Some wrongly equate responsible physician assisted suicide with obviously unwanted suicide. I'm a former crisis hotline volunteer. I oppose suicide even for someone who lost their entire family, life savings, home, and optimal health, such as the biblical Job. But permanently and fully incapacitated patients who suffer endless pain, which prevents them from ever enjoying life or contributing to society, and who also desire death, is another matter. These are those whom lawmakers forcibly stop from ending their lives. Much of this is predicated upon the slippery slope fallacy, a faulty argument which presumes that allowing an understandable course of action will create a chain reaction into every cause with disastrous results. And the exact opposite trajectory is true in cases of mollycoddling murderous lifetime criminals, where most people now want to preserve their lives no matter their horrendous crimes or irredeemable character. The masses misquote the sixth commandment, thou shalt not kill, not understanding that it merely prohibited murder exclusively consisting of fellow Israelites. The Hebrew Bible frequently advocates killing people in war, self-defense, and capital punishment. Those who force others to accept unwanted misery and wrest away their power of self-determination while being a pro-war zealot play God by deciding who should live or die. As for advocates of the doctrine of redemptive suffering, most contradict themselves by putting decrepit pets to sleep to alleviate their suffering, since animals are part of our fallen world and grace is supposedly poured out through the suffering of others besides Christ's sacrifice. Whence the contradiction. Also, opponents of assisted suicide never email, call, or visit me and some other marginalized people, let alone maintain personal friendship. That's too much painstaking work. But when someone rides in pain, they want them to endure it. This reminds me of when Jesus blasted the religious hypocrites, noting that they laid heavy and grievous burdens on others, while they themselves wouldn't touch said burdens with a single finger. Matthew 23, Luke 11. Notably, many believers do help alleviate suffering, proclaiming and encouraging hopeful message, having closed drives, volunteering at food banks and homeless shelters, and generally being helpful. But these works are done where others can see them or know about them. Privately consenting to assisted suicide and ending life support would give them no visibility, while protesting termination of life support and medical assistance in dying gets some attention. However, any hypocrisy is no reflection on what Christ had established. Interestingly, Protestant Bibles mention suicide 6 times without condemning it. In addition, Catholic Bibles seemingly applaud the action in one instance. In their 2 Maccabees 14, 39-46, Razius, while committing suicide, is hailed as brave, faithful, godly, and manly. Also, some early sainted Christians ended their lives to avoid highly repugnant and inescapable conditions, such as relentless rape, slavery, torture, or other indignity. Some early church fathers applauded their action. Not until Augustine in the 5th century AD was suicide condemned in all circumstances. I do not champion assisted life termination. I just have a problem with people who voice their unsubstantiated opinions on others, yet show no love towards them throughout their lives. The solution is, if you're one of them, awake to self-realization and change your direction.